Hello everyone, my name is Prima, and the world of Pokemon is, well, super charming as we all know. It can even look totally innocent at times, but I'm sure that, especially around this time of year, you're often reminded of the horrors of your favorite games. But I'm not here to talk about all the Pokédex entries you've already heard before, or talk about how scary ghost Pokemon can be. Instead, I'm hoping for something a little bit more fresher, to cover the unseen things that might happen. So basically speculating and theorizing on what happens in the world of Pokemon using only a few hints. And if you're not new to this channel, you should already know that I love speculating on this world. Now here's something you probably don't think about often, but power plants and the electric type Pokemon that feed off the electricity inside of those. Because, well, how did they get their electricity in the past, before this convenient modern way of storing electricity was around? Do you think they just sat around and wait for a lightning bolt to strike? I mean, sure, there's places like Chargestone Cave, but, wait a second. What else is something that has electricity stored into it? Well, us. You and me. We're essentially living batteries in a sense. Now, if you've seen the Matrix movies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, to explain quickly, all animals have electricity everywhere in their body. The cells that make up our body use electrical signals to send messages to each other, like reacting to something with your hand. This is constant, even when you're sleeping. And fun fact, the average human body produces around 100 watts an hour, and that's enough to light a low-watt light bulb. Cool. So a Pokemon like Magnemite, who you normally never think of as a predator, might just come for you once it runs out of easy sources of food, like wires. And if something like a Magnezone is coming for you, well, it's safe to say you might just die. Joltik, while adorable, is known to latch onto others to suck the electricity out of them, because it can't generate its own. So just imagine something like an Electabuzz latching onto you, draining the electricity out of you, while you can't do anything because you're paralyzed by its attack. Or just think about Electros. This Pokemon drags its prey down below the ocean, and then drains them, perhaps of their electricity. These Pokemon could also easily turn on one another. Even a small group of Dedenne could perhaps take down a poor Mareep. I mean, their whole deal is paralysis. Its potential is much scarier when you really think about it. It's not just a status condition in the game. I can imagine that these Pokemon would still hunt other electric Pokemon most of the time, but if that isn't available, they'll take anything, I'm sure. So, Pokemon who eat electricity can be pretty scary and brutal when there's no power plants around. But surely Pokemon who eat, let's say, minerals, well, they're just innocent, right? I mean, they're just eating minerals all day long. That can't be anything scary, right? Well, yes, until you realize that, of course, a lot of rock-type Pokemon are made out of minerals because they're made out of rock. This type of behavior is even documented. Sableye loves to eat gems, and is very fond of the gems of Carbink and Carbink itself. However, Gabite is known to almost always grab them first, because the Garchomp line loves shiny things. I'm not really sure if Carbink would even survive having its gems ripped off, but do you really think that these powerful dragons wouldn't just eat them as well? The same thing goes for Pokemon who eat things like iron. Something as cute as Aron might just snack on a nearby steel Pokemon if there's no loose iron to be found, or maybe even cannibalize their own. Or how about those fungi Pokemon? Not talking about Parasect, of course, that's been said already, but more so something like Breloom, which might look innocent to the common eye. But what fungi do in nature is decompose organic material, like a rotten apple that's laying somewhere in a forest. But also, well, corpses. Dead things. Fungi and others will just eat it. And who's to say that Pokemon don't? I mean, someone's gotta do it. We can't just have dead things laying around now, can we? When you think about a Pokemon as adorable as Breloom, you probably don't imagine it feasting on someone's corpse. But hey, maybe now you do. You're welcome. Parasitism is, of course, another thing in Pokemon. You have the oh-so-obvious Parasect, and Joltik, like I mentioned earlier, but also something as cute as Dwebble is a parasite that uses Roggenrola and Roly-Coly as hosts. It says that they're natural enemies already, but Dwebble digs holes in rocks and uses those as homes. So who's to say that its shell isn't made out of these Pokemon? Hypno is a parasite that is known to hunt Komala, which seems like a simple prey. Since it sleeps all the time, it can give lots of nourishment to the Dream Eater, almost constantly, although I'm sure it has a lot of negative drawbacks to Komala. There's lots of other things that Pokemon eat as well, like blood, life force, and even dreams. Now, blood is the obvious one. If you're out of it, you die. But what even happens to you when your dreams are eaten? Pokemon like Drowsy prefer to eat good dreams, because bad dreams taste sour to them, so that likely just leaves you with a lot of nightmares. But what about Pokemon like Mershana, which is another Dream Eater? This one just seems to eat any dreams it can find, and its dream mist is representative of which dreams it ate most recently. So if you see it having a dark mist, you could get nightmares by just being around it. So what exactly happens when you're preyed upon by a Mershana, and you lose basically all your dreams? Does that mean that you can't enter Rapid Eye Movement anymore? This is the phase of sleep where dreams occur the most. So what happens when it's gone? I mean, it's there for a reason. Maybe you'll just slowly lose yourself. And with these Pokemon that feed on dreams and even life force, you gotta wonder, what are they gonna eat when they're caught by you? I mean, sure, we could go with the rules of the anime and give them generic Poke Kibble, but let's not. So where are they gonna get their food? Well, probably from you and your party Pokemon. But maybe only a little bit at a time, so you don't notice. And of course, when it's time to fight another Pokemon, well, I mean, it's fair game, isn't it? As long as you win, it's all good. Okay, so you might think that's bad and box that Pokemon. But then there's the question of, are your boxed Pokemon safe? I don't know, maybe not. After all, they're natural predators and they need their substance. If you have, let's say, an Arcanine, you could go to the store and buy some meat. But Pokemon that feed on abstract things like dreams and life energy? Yeah, I don't know, I doubt that they have those laying around in the store. Sure, Ghost-type and Dark-type Pokemon can be really scary, but there are lots of other things in the world of Pokemon that, if you stop and think about, are pretty messed up. This video is basically just a collection of a lot of smaller theories I had, because I really couldn't think of a big theory this year, and honestly, I didn't feel like forcing myself. So yeah, here you go. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you yourself have a creepy theory you'd like to share, let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, and you might notice that this video is 1 week after my last video. What's up with that? Because I always upload every 2 weeks. Well, that's because I want to try to upload more. Emphasis on try, by the way. I want to get like maybe 3 videos a month. But if that doesn't work out sometimes, well, at least it'll be always every 2 weeks. That might sound confusing to you. It sounds confusing to me as well. I don't know. We're gonna get through this together. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope y'all have a good day, night, or morning, and as always, take care.